What's up, YouTube? We out here. Do apologize for not being active the last few weeks. I've been very busy with finals, homework, and whatnot. And the third, but this one's actually going to be about books. I spoke about life, whatnot, in the other videos, trading in other videos. But I'm going to be talking about two books that I believe every human being should read at some point in their life, preferably under 20. If not, it's okay. Um, and I want to dive deep into these books. They're very popular. Pretty sure we heard about them. 48 Laws of Power, Mastery, both from the same author, Robert Greene. These books are powerful as fuck because not only do they give you skills and tactics on how to approach life, but there are stories within stories that help you understand people, scenarios, events, situations, uh, partners that can give you either an advantage or make you become more aware. I am gonna say Mastery, guys. I would definitely read this book first. It is a book that I did not get bored of. There was not okay. I'm not gonna maybe one or two stories, but this is like 98% of it. I was not bored at all. I kept reading it and reading. I'm like, yo, like these stories make it make sense. There's a saying that I learned in level marketing, multi-level marketing was facts tell, stories sell. The stories in here, guys, not only did make me become more aware, but they were not boring whatsoever. I would definitely pick this book up. I'm gonna talk about three topics. It was hard for me to pick them, but the three topics that I'm picked that I chose were topics that I needed help on in the moment. For example, I remember when I was reading this book, I needed help on this. So those topics really helped me a lot. Um, but every topic, guys, like I don't know, I'm gonna put it here on the camera. It really broke it down. Like I highlighted it, I wrote sticky notes on it, and I made sure. Same thing with the book of 40 Laws of Power. Like I make sure I can go back any time of the day, and go back to what I need. So master, you guys, definitely pick up the book if you haven't yet. 48 Laws of Power. This book is insane. Um, I wouldn't say negative energy, but this is powerful as hell. And I'm not here to just show off or bloat it because everybody know this book alone could really, how would I say this? It's so powerful because it makes you look at situations a lot differently. It makes you look at individuals a lot differently. It's 48 chapters. Well, it's like 48. Oh no, it's ripping. No. It's like 48 stories. I'm only going to talk about three laws: 16, 4 laws: 16, 4, 32, and 47. These laws I read twice now. I haven't read through the whole book. I've only been about 40% done. But so far, I feel like these laws are the ones that are helping me, like as of now, not in the future, but like as of now, which is why I kind of respected that law a lot more. But first things first, guys, we're gonna go into mastery books before we get into 48 laws. Mastery, we're gonna go into practice mode, which is gonna be on page 58. It says gaining tactic knowledge, the apprenticeship system of the Middle Ages, the cycle of accelerated turns, embracing tedium in the frontal cortex, and learning tasks, hard work and wire knowledge, and the magical number of 10,000 hours. Guys, the practice mode is a mode that everybody should be in when they find out that's what they want to do or that's what they want to become. Me, for example, I've been doing trading for 3 years now. I don't know how many hours I have. If I'm shy of 10,000, I wouldn't be surprised. If I'm over 10,000, I wouldn't be surprised. The value of practice mode is so important because you have to understand you have to practice something for a certain period amount of time before you can say you're even good at it, right? There's a guy named Iman Ganzi. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I'm sorry. He's been doing YouTube for 7, 8 years now. He just cracked 1,200,000 on YouTube like 2, 3 weeks ago. But he's been documenting his whole process, which he motivated me to do it because he did it at age 17. I'm doing it at age 18, 19 when I started doing YouTube, and I'm documenting the process. Fast forward now, this guy is 1.2 million on YouTube, so much in revenue. Like this guy just has it at a young age, so I'm following into him, and I'm in the practice mode of just doing, repeating it and just doing it. Okay, wake up at this certain time, and it's not even about waking up early. Like I'm not a big believer, and I do believe you do gotta wake up early in some scenarios, but like I'm more of a believer of just doing the activity repetitive, and eventually it'll crack open. It's like there's a picture that I seen on Instagram where it was a drop of water hitting a rock for 10 years and a drop of water hitting the rock for 50 years. The one in 50 years, it looks like the Grand Canyon. It's exactly how the Grand Canyon was made, through repetition of water, and the water being there, water dried up and it made the cracks in the surfaces. Same thing. It's just a matter of tapping. At some point, I'm gonna tap long enough that this book is gonna have a tap of my finger, right? And so that's really what the practice. I'm not gonna dive deep. I'm gonna try to keep 5 minutes per book. So that's really just a practice mode. Repetitive activity over and over again. Even if you get good at it, keep doing it. Like that's what the practice mode is. So that's on page 58. Again, there was not a bad um, chapter in this book at all, but it was just my favorite. It stood out to me because right now I am in practice mode. I will always be in practice mode. Next was gonna be altering your perspective, which I believe it's on the next page. Just on the first page. No. Alter your perspective. Where's it at? I swear it was above you. Alter your perspective. Oh, page 191. If you go to it right now. Let the study of your details guide your thinking and shape your theories. Make sure, however, that you do not become lost in the details and lose sight of how they reflect the whole and fit into the larger idea. This is simply the same on the other side of the disease. Altering your perspective gives you a better sense of where you're at and where you're going. Because a lot of times we look at this cup half full or half empty. It's really just on how you look at it. And I remember this was me in the summer. This is one of the toughest summers I had. 2022 was one of the toughest summers. I'm not going to say what we did or what we done, but if you were in the summer of 2022 with me, there's 3 to 4 individuals that were with me. And it was one of the hardest summers I ever experienced, labor-wise. And I could have looked at it 2 ways. One, this is horrible. I'm in the worst situation possible. Or two, shout out to Guillermo for this. He said you first got to eat the mud before you can eat the cake. This way he told me this on a lunch break. I remember in the summer, that's exactly what he told me. And it's really about watching your perspective to give you a sense of joy. Because guys, there's 2 things that we cannot control: death and when the sun is gonna rise up. Right? It's gonna do it regardless. Sun's gonna rise up and you're gonna die regardless. There's a thing that we can control, and that is how we view things. Right? Humans are a amazing animal that we can change the way we look at things to give us a better sense of joy, a better sense of understanding. Like, if you don't want to look at things better and you have the option to, like, why not? Right? Like, why not? And so altering your perspective really helped me a lot during the summer, and it goes deep. What I do like about Robert Greene, guys, is he breaks down the topic, brings down 2 to 3 stories, and then gives you an analysis of what the topic is and some badass quote at the end. So it really makes you understand, like, different perspectives. He goes back to the times of the Middle Ages. He goes back to the times where Leonardo da Vinci was drawing. Like, this, history is amazing. If you do not like history, please do yourself a favor and go back and read history. Read the right history. Don't read about the boring history. Not every history is boring. I'm not going to say history alone is not boring, but it does not seem interesting most of the time. If you read the right history, trust me, history is amazing. The next one is see yourself as others see you. This is pretty simple. Chapter 156, Temple Grandin, on section 3, I believe. We're going to go to that page, 156. This helped me a lot during high school. This helped me a lot now. This helps me a lot daily. How would I put this into... See others how others see you, guys. I love myself so much that many of my friends call me conceited, egotistic, whatever the case is, but it's a good ego, right? It's a healthy ego. I understand when to bring it down. I understand when to bring it back up. A lot of people say, oh, I'm in my head a lot. Guys, I love myself so much that the way I look at myself, I do it so much that others start to see me as that, or others go away from that. And I noticed that because in high school, everybody knew me as the trader, the forex dude, the MLM dude, the pyramid guy dude, whatever name you had for me, the whole head, like, excuse me, whatever name you had for me, I was that. Now, I did a very good job of doing that because that's who I was, right? And so here at college, I spoke to some people. I haven't met. Okay, everybody's. We all seen each other. Yes, the campus is so small. You've seen everybody at least once. Now, does everybody know what I do? No. Does everybody know who I am? No. Perfect. Because they don't need to know who I am. But one thing they do see is I am alone, I am quiet, and I am in my own corner. See yourself as others see you. That is a perfect image I want to give myself here because I did a lot of talking in the high school. Did I back it up? I failed it, but I gave it a try. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna try until I get that. Now here at college, I don't want to give a high talk and keep failing. Right? If I stay alone to myself, nobody knows what the fuck I'm doing. Nobody knows what I'm up to. Nobody knows what I do. Nobody knows if I'm winning or losing. That's perfectly fine because I don't have to go for it every single time on a Hail Mary. I can build up to, I can do it to a 20-yard pass. I can do a 15-yard slant. I can do a running play, right? That's exactly what I'm doing here. So seeing myself, others see me here is a perfectly, if you know who I am back at home, or if you know how an idea of Edgar is, you kind of know I know the answer to that without going too in depth. Now the next book we're going to go into is going to be the 48 Laws of Power. Now I'm going to go check this thing's still recording. I know I'm low on space. Okay, perfect. We're good. We got 11 minutes in. So I got 5 minutes left. 48 Laws of Power, guys, is a powerful book that if you do pick this up, you're not going to want to talk to your grandma. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But this book is such a good tool to use because it gives you different tactics, strategies you could use on people on a good way. If you're using them on a bad way, the person that does read this book will know that you're using them or has a sense of this book, and then it's going to make you look like the fool. There's a chapter here. It says, play the fool to catch the fool. You don't want to be the fool. Trust me, you don't want to be because that is going to give you such a bad name. Now, there's going to be here it's going to be Law 16, I believe. Yeah, Law 16, page 115. I use this law today. It says, use absence to increase your respect and honor. Too much circulation makes the price go down. The more you are seen and heard from, the more common you appear. If you're already established in a group, temporarily withdraw from it and it'll make you more talked about, even more admired. You must learn when to leave, create value through scarcity. Guys, I go to the gym back at Vasa, or now Genesis. I have I would say a group of friends over there, or probably about 15, 20. I barely see them now. I'm not there every weekend, every day. I'm there like once a month, if not once every 2 months, right, for a weekend. Now, when I got there this weekend for Thanksgiving, they all came up to me. They offered me to go out to drinks. They offered me to go to restaurants. They offered me to like let us hang out, right? But they were willing to do everything. Asking this, asking that. When I was there every day, I didn't really want to go out because I would always see them at the gym, right? So there's perks and benefits on doing this. Now, I'm not doing it just to get the free drinks. I know it just comes naturally. It just comes. And multi-level marketing, there's a chairman in the company called, for example, let's put Matt Rosa, right? If you're not accustomed to who he is, he walks in, he's a superstar. Or like, no, for example, Drake. Let's do Drake. His circle of friends are so used to him that he's not even like, they're not even fanboying him. They're just, oh, what up, B? What up? And the same thing in the NFL. The NFL players there are so normal to each other. They say, what's up, man? Good morning, good morning. But we see them on games. We're like, yo, oh my gosh, he touched my hand. Right? Same thing here. I look at myself using the absence that I don't have, that I have. So when I do go back home, I got family members asking so many questions. What is that? And it doesn't make me feel like a celebrity. It makes me feel that they are much more interested. But if I'm there every day, they don't care what I do. They don't seem that interested in what I do. So that's a very important law to have. The next one's gonna be number 4. Always say less than necessary, guys. I have a big problem in this, and if you guys are very close to me, you know this is my problem. Is I always want to speak more than necessary. That's been my problem since I was a kid. I don't. It's not getting necessarily the last word, but it's like oversharing. Like There's no need to you to bring up this story. There's no need for you to bring up this example. Just say what you need to say and move on. Now, for me, when people talk, I like to bring up stories. Or, oh, I remember this. I'm working on saying less. Because when you are trying to impress people with your words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less you are in control. And I do believe that the more you say, the less you are in control. For me, I put the example as, owning land. If you own 1,000,000 acres of land, you don't know what's in there. You don't know how many deers you have. You don't know how much cows you have. You don't know how many insects there are on your land. But if you own 1 acre of land, there's a better chance of you knowing what's in your ground to how many rocks you have than if you have 100,000,000 acres, right? So look at it like that. The more you say, the less you have in control. So if you just sit back and analyze, and I'm working on that a lot right now, it'll give you the answers to what you need. Let me just make sure this thing's still recording. Yeah, we're good. 15 minutes, we're good. Law 32 is gonna be play to people's fantasies. I ain't gonna lie, I do this a lot. You tug to what people want to see you as, right? And this is such a dangerous law because I do this a lot with women. I'm not gonna lie. More so if I'm looking to see her for a few weeks or for a few times or for a few nights. What I do is I tell them what they want to hear. And that gives me the most success. Telling them what makes them go, what makes them hot, what makes them turn on, right? So, and it could apply, in a pitch sale too. When you're pitching to people, tell them what the investor wants to hear. How much revenue do you generate? How much profit do you make on top of your revenue? How many employees do you have? How many is it patented? Is it this? Is it that? Is it the third? Like, tell them what they want to hear, and I don't guarantee it, but there's a good chance they're gonna want to pull with you. But you got to be very careful. You don't want to overdo it because then they're gonna crack you open. Like, oh, that's cap, right? And when you have just enough, that's when you leave. For me, for example, as an example of a woman, I tell them what they want to hear, play it just enough, and then I leave. Leave them questioning with what's going on, what's next. Never hear from them again because I already told them the very peak. It's like stocks. Buy low, sell high. I already got them at their highest point. I'm gonna sell. I'm leaving. Right? That's chapter 32, law 32. Law 47, I just read it, and I'm gonna combine this with my trading, is do not go past the mark you aim for in victory. Learn when to stop. Let me just double check. I got like 3 more minutes in here in this camera roll. Perfect. Turn. It's gonna be a 20-minute video, guys. So learn when to stop. In trading, I have the most success when I'm aiming for 25 to 45 pips. When I aim for 50 to 60 to 70 pips, I lose more money. And that's the case because I'm aiming for that home run trade. I'm aiming for that dog. I'm going to get 80 pips off this trade. I need 3 big candles to just drop. The thing about the market is the market doesn't owe you nothing. The market doesn't care how much money you have. The market doesn't care what status you carry. The market doesn't care what you do, but as long as you give it money. Now, when the market goes in your favor or it gives you money, you got to be like, it's like stealing money from the gremlin, right? You just got to take a little bit, and once you take it, just run out the door. In trading, my success came from 25 to 35 pips. I need to stop at 30, 35 at most. Why do I want to overachieve when I already got paid? There's a story, I believe it's on this one, and it was about Sparta, on how was it Sparta or what? I don't remember, but it's here. What chapter was it? It was one of the last chapters. Assume formants list. I believe it was that chapter 419. Okay, yes, it is. In facing a serious problem, controlling superior numbers, Sparta reacted like an animal, develops a shell to protect itself from the environment. Be like a turtle. The Spartans sacrificed mobility for safety. They managed to preserve stability for 300 years, but at what cost? They had no culture beyond warfare, no arts to relieve the tension, and constant anxiety of the status quo. While the neighbors took the sea, learning to adopt a new world of constant motion, the Spartans entangled themselves in their own system. Victory would mean new lands to govern, which they did not want. Defeat would mean the end of military machine they did not want either. The only stasis allowed them to survive, but nothing in the world can remain stable forever. The shell or system you will evolve for your protection will someday prove your undoing. So there was more to it, but I'm not sure the exact. I'm gonna read for the last chapter. You understand the story. And it was talking about how like Sparta didn't move from war. At the age of 11, I believe, or age 9, their kids would be sent to a military camp and they'll just train like a soldier. That's why they were so ripped, because that's all they done. They stayed in their area, and their surrounding neighbors, I don't know who, the Athens, Greece, all that, they all went for boats, the ocean, this land, that land, and they started to expand and become closer to the environment. While if Sparta were to leave, they would not know what to do because their environment is inside the mountains. They would not know how to handle the outside world. So that's why they lost. That's why they failed. And the moment they tried to do it, didn't work out. And so expanding over necessary stuff it's not going to be the best fit. I know that one didn't make quite sense, but because I just read it. But if you want to learn, if you want to make it make sense, go on the last chapter of the book. You're very good. But those are the books that helped me. Those 3 topics are helping me right now as we speak. The whole book in general is a hit. It's a hit. I guarantee if you read it, Adon, thank you for the book. I remember you gave me that one a year ago. So this one, guys, should be done by the end of the year. Take time out of your day to read once a day. It's something that I do in Play Humans to do, is just to pick up a book and read. But make sure you're picking up the right books. The reason people hate reading is because they pick up the wrong literacy. So guys, that is it for today. Dropping this video today as it is, no edits, no cuts, just as it go. So I'll see you guys in the next one. The next video is gonna drop very soon, within 7 days. So guys, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, comment, whatever you gotta do, whatever the YouTubers say. I'm not really doing it for the money. I'm just doing it for the documentation. All I know is I'm gonna be that guy that I aspire to be, and I want to look back at this. I want to look back at this room. I want to look back at where Edgar was 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like, damn, he really believed himself that much that he started documenting this so other people can believe it, other people can follow it, and I can set a trail for those people that have my similar background. I wouldn't say the corny shit, if I can do, you can do it, because that shit's so corny. But just look at my background. If you have a background like me, I am setting a trail for you to follow and make it better. So guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.